Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 4 versus 4 on one of the new maps, Carpiquet, and I'm going to be using one of the new divisions, the 6th Airborne, which is the British Airborne Division. I'm going to be able to show you off a lot of the new units and, well, a lot of this new map. I really like this map. I think it's a very cool one. Allows for a lot of open space, tank warfare, and so on, as well as providing a town that you can fight over. For example, on this right side, you can see this rather large town. So I'm going to be playing with Val and Betts in this one, who are also going to be using the 6th Airborne, and also Holly, who is going to be using the 15th Infantry. We're playing against two 21st Panzer divisions, the 12th SS Panzer and the 352nd Infantry Division. So this basically is a game where we need to gain the advantage early on and win the game possibly before Phase C in order to win at all, because otherwise they're going to be coming back at us with Panthers and King Tigers, and that's really not what the 6th Airborne are made to deal with in Phase C. So let's just stick this to my point of view. I will talk us through what we were planning to do in this one. Over on the right side, we will have Val and Betts attacking into the town, whilst myself and Holly take the left side. I was taking the far left, and you can see I'm already bringing in an AT gun. You can only get one AT gun, I believe, in Phase A for this deck, and that does put you in a bit of a predicament, but it is a 12,000 meter pack, so that's actually really useful. It's a captured pack, and you can use it on the Germans with the 1,200 meter range to actually great effect. Got to keep a command unit by it, give it extra veterancy, and then it becomes actually pretty decent. Otherwise you're relying mainly on Piat squads, and we all know how bad those are. By the way, a couple recon squads here. Got some AB scouts and the Pathfinders there, and then I've got a couple of the Vickers machine guns with a command infantry squad. And I was going to try and basically push for the bunker system just in the enemy territory here, on the enemy side of the front line, and that was a bit ambitious, but I was hoping that because I have wheeled units that I might get there before possibly some of their half-track units, because I'm playing against 21st Panzer, which have to bring their infantry in half-tracks, and then I'm also playing against a 12th SS Panzer, who will most likely use half-tracks as well. The 352nd Infantry don't use half-tracks, I believe, so if we get them, then they will get there at the same time. So, I don't know, it's a bit over-ambitious, I guess, going for that, but it was worth a shot just to see if it could work, because that's sort of the thing that you need to do on these maps to work out how much you can exploit the front line early in the game. Either way, we're off, and on this left side you can see I'm bringing in some of the new Tetrarch tanks. So this is the Command Tetrarch. This has an 8 AP power gun and the 8 HE power on its machine gun. It only has one machine gun, doesn't have any HE on its main gun, which is pretty damn awful. However, I do have this backed up by a Tetrarch CS, which does have HE power on its main gun, but no AP power. Then at the front I have the Tetrarch Little John that has the 14 AP power and 8 HE on its machine gun. Now this machine gun that they have, I believe, only has 600 meter range, yes. And the main guns of most of the Tetrarchs, well, especially the Little John, is only 800 meter range, whereas the Tetrarch has 1,000 meter range. So you got to be really careful with these Tetrarchs. They can be extremely effective, but they can be outranged, they can be outgunned, especially by AT guns. Whereas if you're playing with Stuarts, for example, at least Stuarts, if you have 3 of them on target on an AT gun, you're going to stun them. So here comes a SPW-231 and a SPW-223. The Little John and the other Tetrarchs are getting on target alongside the pack, and goodbye to those two vehicles. Here come my units. I've got the Pathfinders heading to the middle field here. My machine guns are making a run for it, trying to get towards the bunker system. However, this SPW-233 is going to make both of those drop out. I'm going to try and retreat those. Got another unit coming up on either side. I had a couple of points left over, so decided to just reinforce myself. And now I'm just pushing forwards on the left with all of these Tetrarchs, seeing how far I can push the front line. Also moving up with my Pathfinders, of course, to provide myself with recon. I really like these Pathfinder squads. They're 10-men recon squads with actually a significant amount of HE on their main weapons, which allows them at close range to do a lot of damage. Very, very awesome units. And they do have an AT grenade at close range. 100-meter range I think that has, and they also have smoke grenades to keep themselves alive, so very versatile recon squad, and I really enjoy using these. Now I am going to be focusing on showing off a lot of the units in this game as opposed to looking at the gameplay per se, because I really want to show off the 6th Airborne. I think it's probably one of my new favourite decks. You can see the Tetrarch CS gets wrecked by the S307 pack. But the Little John going to get on target here. At close range, just going to pop that very nicely. Going to try and get some shots onto this mortar carrier. That would have been really nice if we could kill this, because if I had killed this it would have saved me a lot of issues later on. I do have the Pack 43 here, and I was hoping that I wasn't going to be in line of sight, and to me it didn't look like it was from the way I was looking at it. But he does manage to get the Pack 43 onto the Tetrarch Little John, and this actually forces my command Tetrarch to fall back into line of sight of the Pack 43, which really irritated me, because having that sit behind the tree line there would have been absolutely fine and would have allowed me to have this front line pushed all the way up still. I'm bringing in one of the new units, the Mosquito Pathfinder, first napalm bomber that we've seen, and that's going to be landing some lovely napalm on top of the Pack 43. Just about saving the Tetrarch for now, and that's going to be basically burning away as he tries to retreat. Does eventually kill the Pack 43, that napalm, so that was good. The Pack 75mm was actually having a go as well. You can see here the mortar half-track coming into play, starting to harass my pack. I managed to save both of my MG squads on the right side. I put one in the hangar. I've brought one up to the hedgerow here. This is currently 3 stars thanks to the AB leader. And the AB leader does have, again, the AT weapon, the gammon bombs. But unfortunately, they're only 100-meter range, so not the most ideal AT weapon. Over on this left side, I'm assuming this AT gun's dead, so I'm going to try and push up again with my Tetrarch. Also moving forwards my pack slowly, and I've got my Pathfinders here, so just trying to squeeze as much front line out the left side as I can. We're engaging onto the men in these bunkers now. Got the Vickers on target onto these Panzergrenadier, and we're also taking on the Speertrupp and the Panzergrenadiers over on this right side. Air engagement. Baum's got one of the new fighters in the air, the Tempest. Going to be trying to shoot down this Ju-87. And goodbye to that. Lovely kill there. So Betts is relying quite a lot on Tetrarchs on the right side, using these Little Johns. I have found, however, because they have such low armor, they get stunned really easily. Like the suppression is just not very fun at all. And you can see here this Pack 38 is going to go to work onto these Tetrarchs. The best thing about Tetrarchs, however, is that they don't cost very much. If, for example, I look at the Command Tetrarch here, 55 points. Very, very cheap little tank. So Val's trying to make some ground here with the AB Paras. AB Paras, fantastic units with the 12 HE value on their Sten guns, alongside their Lee Enfields and Bren gun, which just provide a little bit extra HE value. Brought up some infantry for the left side. AB Bren group going to be just moving up here. These can be extremely potent, especially when they're 3-star veterancy. Having those 2 Bren guns on target at the same time can definitely do a lot of damage. The HE value, however, is a little bit low. If you compare it to their Panzergrenadier squad, see if we can see one. Let's just go to the neutral perspective for a little while. You see the MG42s have 9 HE value on their machine guns, whereas the AB Bren group, they have 3 HE value on their Bren guns. And the Bren is actually quite a large caliber. It's only a little bit smaller caliber than the MG42, but does significantly less damage at long range. You can see that definitely affects the way in which like an AB Bren group works. They do actually have to rely on using those Sten guns at close range to be like fully effective anyway. However, they can provide good fire support with the Bren guns. Now let's jump this back to our perspective. You can see that there isn't actually too much on this left side if I just keep it neutral for now. We've just got this mortar that's really being an issue. He does start to mortar my infantry here, and you'll see that as soon as I see that coming in, I'm just going to split my troops as fast as I can. What ends up happening is the mortar comes straight on top of this Bren group, so I'm forced to fall them back. And then another mortar strike hits my AB leader straight after. It's obviously like mortaring in an area, and he somehow managed to hit both one after the other. Pretty lucky. Although these AB Bren group bump into the Panzer Grenadiers and all of this fire support, so they're forced to fall back. Brought up some more AB Paras here, just because I know that if I'm going to get into close range in this forest, the AB Paras are the best bet. Also brought up a Tetrarch Little John to join this command Tetrarch as I try and flank round and take out some of the fire support. Let's jump back to our perspective now, and we can see obviously all of this fire support here. So that's what I'm focusing on at the moment, getting the Tetrarch Little John on target. We're going to take out that half track. I'm going to continue to move on round to try and pick off this SPW222. Also bringing up a Tripolston. That's going to basically sit in this tree line area here and provide fire support onto the tree line if we need it. We have, in the meantime, taken control of the bunker complex, thanks to the help of Holly Holman's 15th Infantry deck with the Churchill 5 and the Honey Stewart. And one thing to note is that myself and Holly were both playing against one player on the left, whilst 3 players were focusing on the right, so Valambet certainly had their hands full, and you can see that there is a lot going on over here. AB Paras currently engaging Panzer Grenadiers at max range, not the most ideal, but either way, still doing a fantastic job over here with multiple Vickers machine guns being used to cover the AB Paras as they try and move forwards. The Tetrarchs are covering the right side as well, and you see a Tempest coming in here to provide some strafing runs since we are in Phase A, and the Tempest doesn't really have much of a match in Phase A on any of the enemy decks. Now I did lose my command Tetrarch here to the AT gun at the back, which you can see I have napalmed with the Mosquito. My Tripolston here was taking mortar shots. Didn't notice this happening actually, because I was very busy focusing on the left side. I managed to sneak up my AB Bren group to make some more ground on this left side, and I'm just bringing up a machine gun to support them. Going to start bringing up some AT guns as well. Here you can see though my Pathfinders. I've managed to get in range with their stun guns onto the Panzer Grenadiers, and at that close range, AB Pathfinders, AB Gren group, and even AB Paras is going to win every time. The U-87 comes in for the bomb onto the AB Paras. Don't need to move them, and just leave them pinned down for now. And these Pathfinders still providing me with good recon. Also managed to get my AB Scouts into this bunker, so anything that's coming towards us now we will spot. Furthermore, just to make sure that we're not losing any ground in the centre, I do have an AB Bren group hiding in a sort of bush there, I guess, so that they can't push across the runway. Well, they could push very easily across the runway at this point, but just to make sure that the front line doesn't come this way. Ollie's also got this covered by 6-pounders, so that's nice. You can see Val's moving up with the Tetrarchs here onto the MG squad. He's also got some Piat squads moving forwards because he needs to deal with these Panzer 35s. Hopefully the Tetrarchs can do the job. They have the 8 HE power there. The Piats do have a relatively nice range, so you can see that all the Piats coming in there, not one of them actually hitting. And then also Val's Tetrarch going down, although he did manage to return the kill eventually. And the Piats finally finishing off. the second one, so they did hit eventually. Now this Piet's having a go at that Panzer 35, and that's going to miss. I really hate the how unreliable these Piets are. They really need to improve that for sure. These AB leader able to get very close to the Panzer 35 at the moment and using their grenades very efficiently to take out those two vehicles. Furthermore, the Command Tetrarch is now on target of this Panzer 35, so they're making a lot of ground on this right side now, really pushing back the enemy who were relying so hard on those tanks to hold back Val and Betz. Meanwhile on the left side, well, I've still made a lot of ground. My Tetrarch Little Johns are hanging out on the left side, currently being engaged by an AT gun all the way back here. Another instance of my units falling back and being taken out because of it. If they just continued driving forwards, then this wouldn't have been an issue. But because he tries to fall back, he remains in line of sight of the enemy AT gun, and pop goes the Little John. So here's my pack, that's still very much alive, sitting out in the open, just taking shots at anything it can see. I'm being harassed by ME-109s on the left side, but I'm not too concerned about that. Managed to take out that APC, brought up a couple more AT guns, these 6-pounders, supported by the Universal Carriers. Universal Carriers, just great fire support, very cheap.
Where do you need us?
They are, however, going to get hit by the AT gun here, so one of those is going to get taken out. Currently engaging that pack though with my own. Typhoon was going to come in and try and bomb this Pack 38, but when I heard the sirens and I also saw the ME-109, basically decided that wasn't a very good idea. As we can see, his Ju-87 is going to come in and bomb both of my AT guns and stun them. Pin them down, didn't really do too much damage. The great thing about these Ju-87, they only have 5 HE power, so I wasn't particularly worried about that. Meanwhile on the right, however, Valabet's still making ground. You can see they've moved up to the next set of houses on the left side of the town. And, well, they can definitely see what's coming down the road here, so they're going to be well prepared for that. Also got a Cromwell on the way. We have moved into Phase B. This Cromwell is moving forwards to assist. Does have the 5 HE power and 2 machine guns.
Get down.
Also brought up some more recon on the left side. That's my last Pathfinder squad. Got hit pretty hard, so they're going to be joining the Pathfinders in this tree line here. This 6-pounder does actually break the tracks of this Panzer IV, which was nice. However, the mortar carrier over here does take out my left side 6-pounder, the right one being taken out by the enemy tanks. That's really unfortunate. So what I'm going to try and do is bomb this munitions truck, and hopefully it will blow up the mortar carrier. You can see the bombs here, well, they just land both on target, and goodbye to the mortar carrier once and for all. Also bring in a Mosquito to napalm the AT gun in that tree line, and we do take that out, so that was really nice. Pathfinders are engaging the Panzer Grenadiers here, and we're definitely winning that engagement, which was really good. We're bringing up some more Pathfinders there to help out. Going to use the Tempest to help stun that Panzer 35. So that I can continue to move forwards my pack unimpeded. Got a second Tempest in the sky as well. Now these Tempests are just fantastic. They have the 675 km/h speed, and they actually have good agility, which is really nice for like a 675 km/h speed aircraft. Here you can see him strafing another pack that I had recon available. So yeah, just providing air cover at the moment for myself, using it to obviously pin down the Panzer Grenadiers there, just try and get rid of those. Over on the right side, we are going to be seeing some artillery coming in from Betz. He's got these AOP carriers with the artillery, and well, boom to his own infantry squad. That's definitely going to do a lot of damage to all of the infantry approaching. We jump to the neutral perspective. You can see these Osttruppen getting hit very hard in the forest here. All these reinforcements getting annihilated by that artillery. more reinforcements coming down the right side as well. The Val just continuously moving forwards with reinforcements. His AV power is going to finish off that infantry very quickly, using some smoke there to cover his advance. Really, really nice. Harley Holman's going to be bringing in the rocket Typhoon. This is going to be going on to a strike onto this Panzer IV. Doesn't manage to get the kill, but definitely forces that back. 2 ME-109 is going to be coming in after it. However, the Typhoon is actually pretty quick. However, not quick enough to stop one getting on target. That's the job of the AA here, the Tripolston of Holly. Definitely forcing back these ME-109s very quickly. And those Tripolstons are absolutely amazing. I would say the only issue with them is that they have to reload every volley, which is kind of annoying. Finally here, thanks to the Brumbar, my pack goes down. Now up here you can see these Pathfinders. These guys have moved all the way up around the left side of the map, and I've brought them to this sort of spawn on the left side. They do have these 6 AT grenades, so they can blow up tanks that come in. They can kill infantry actually very effectively, so I just decided that that would be a nice idea to have those Pathfinders all the way back at the spawn on the left side. Also, if I get them into this tree line, they can recon anything coming in further to the right. So I'm pretty much well aware of everything that my opponent has at this point. I just don't really have too much to counter it. They've got a lot of tanks. They've got the Panzer IVs, they've got the Brumbar, they've got the Panzer 35s, they've got the Vielfachwerfer. We're in Phase B, and at the moment I'm really heavily relying on my terrible 6-pounders, which I've already lost 2 of. So there we go. Typhoon's going to come in and bomb this Vielfachwerfer. Probably the only thing that can really properly deal with stunning my infantry, so I'm basically wanting to get rid of that as soon as possible. 2 Focke-Wulf 190s come in though. And, well, actually it was 1 Focke-Wulf and 1 ME-109 going to be coming in and shooting down that Typhoon. Over on the right side, Jolt does surrender after, I believe, a large blow was dealt to his forces by Val and Betts on the right side. They're now using these Cromwell 5s to do some damage onto the infantry whilst rushing them down with the AV Paras, AV Scouts and AB Bren Group. AB, of course, standing for Airborne. Yeah, my 6-pounders here.
Operational, sir.
But this Brumbar has 14 front armor. And as soon as that gets into range of my 6-pounder, it's literally just going to kill it. There's nothing I can do. Bringing in the Mosquito here, that's just to napalm some of the infantry that was moving across the open. Also going to shoot down the ME-109 there that came in for that with my Tempests. So I'm getting pushed back pretty hard now. They also have Panzer Grenadiers clearing out the left side. I was trying to get these Pathfinders all the way up to join my other Pathfinders at the top of the map. Got these Tempests in the sky. Got 2 Tripolstons on the way forward, so what I'm going to try and do here is bait the ME-109 over the Tripolstons and then attack it with the Tempests. So you can see as soon as they get stunned, I come back around. However, the Tempest is very fast, so not going to be able to get on target quick enough. And also with the AA that my opponent's now brought up, they force back my Tempest, the second Tempest as well. Pathfinders here, multiple machine gun fire on top of those. Not going to be very nice at all. They've got a real combined push now going. My Polston's going to try and stop these Ju-87s bombing them, and they certainly managed to, just about. Yeah, slowly losing ground on this left side. I'd held a lot of ground for a long time because we were playing basically 2 versus 1 on this left side, but at the moment literally just losing units for free. Don't have enough AT really to take care of them. My tanks, I guess I could have brought up some Cromwells maybe to try and engage their Panzer IVs and so on, but at this point bringing up like 1 Cromwell really wouldn't have made the difference. I'm going to bring up some challengers. It is Phase C, and I'm going to try and use them to stem the tide. They are currently still running a +2, and it's 3 minutes and 40 seconds until total victory because we've had so much of an advantage early on. Over on this right side, Betts and Val have done a fantastic job of making a lot of ground into the town and holding this right side, so we're well over halfway on this map. It's going to take a lot to push them back and stop us from winning at this point. And I find that the 6th Airborne, although they are pretty weak, if they're entrenched in like a town position, for example, they're extremely hard to get rid of, because you can't let your vehicles get close, because basically every unit has at least some form of AT, except from the AB Bren group. But these air landing, for example, they're like a 7-man infantry squad with a Piat, which is really, really potent, and supported by AB Paras. Even infantry can't get close. So I've just got to hold as best I can on this left side, bringing up the challengers to engage as much as possible, alongside a couple of 17-pound AT guns. And yeah, just basically putting all my points into AT at this point, because I really need to force them back. And I have the air cover to like support all of this, so this is really what I have to rely on. Now, what I probably should have done is had some form of like command unit with these challengers to make them a bit more accurate, because as you can see, although they're forcing back the enemy tanks, they aren't actually very accurate at all.
Ready, sir.
These 17-pounders now having a go. They've got 16 AP. We are going to start to kill off some of the half-tracks that are continuing to push. I've got the AB scouts here to provide us with the recon to allow all of these units to continue firing. On the right side there is a Königstiger approaching the town, but that's going to be bumping into 17-pounders. That's no problem for Betts and Val.
One more kill.
And yeah, over on the left I'm now starting to really hold my ground. So Tempest's going to be coming in here. Going to be engaging the FW-190. Going to bring in a second Tempest to make that fall back, and they're going to be latching onto it to hopefully try and shoot that down. 40 seconds left. My Challenger's still going to work. One of my 17-pounders was taken out. We managed to shoot down one of the Ju-87s with the Tripolstons, which was good. And I'm also getting on target to kill off the Ju-87 there with the Tempest. However, I pulled that off just to try and take out the Spear Troop. If I can take out the Recon, then they're not going to have as an easy time taking on my units. But now they've brought up Flak 88. But I have something for that. The Mosquito Pathfinder. However, there is only 6 seconds left on the clock. And with that, we win the game. So after 24 minutes and 46 seconds, total victory. I didn't do particularly well in this game. If we jump to the team scores, we can see that I basically killed 11 more points worth of stuff than I lost, which wasn't very good. However, I made a lot of ground on the left side, noticing that we were against one player early on, so that worked out quite nicely. However, Betts and Val, definitely the MVPs of this game, getting multiple kills. Val with the 2,941 kills to 695 losses. Really, really good job by Val. And Betts the same with 2,656 kills to 1,040 losses. So really, really good job by them both. If we look at my kills though, a lot of it comes down to this pack and also the Typhoon getting the bombing runs. The Tempest shot down a couple of aircraft as well. And that's a lot of my points that I took in this game. The tech trucks didn't do as well as I thought they would. However, I did let them get killed unnecessarily early on because I didn't micro them properly behind the tree line to stop them getting hit by the Pack 43, which I knew was there because I had recon on it. That's unfortunate either way. And I lost a lot of my stuff to AT guns, and then that eventual pushback with the Panzer IVs and so on, the Brumbar taking out a lot of my units. That was annoying. But either way, pretty nice game to introduce you guys to the 6th Airborne, so I thought I would record it. And there you go. So hopefully you enjoyed a first look at the 6th Airborne. I will be playing with them again in the future. Like I said before, they are one of my favourite decks, just because they work so well, and I love the infantry combat in this game. So yeah, like if you're attacking a strong point, this would be my deck of choice. By the way, that's all, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.